Yo, welcome back to Shut Up and Watch the Movie. Kristina just cringed at that.
I did a little bit.
I'm Tyson.
I'm Kristina.
And listen to that audio. Oh, I guess I gotta say what the podcast is. This is a podcast where we make each other watch a movie.
Did you say the name of the podcast?
Yeah, I said at the beginning. I said, yo, welcome back to Shut Up and Watch the Movie.
Okay, I thought you
were
said
too
that.
busy cringing at my whimsy and character.
It was a little embarrassing.
But listen, you hear that? We have two microphones.
We have two microphones. Shout out to my dad.
You're actually blowing out that microphone. So
oh my god.
No, you're fine.
I didn't even talk that
I'm just
loud.
gonna take you down just a little bit.
You might want to, because I feel like we're gonna get loud.
I'm sure. Because this week, for the 10th movie we've watched on the podcast,
what?
I made Kristina watch one of my favorites, an all-time classic, and that is Cat in the Hat, 2004, Mike Myers' very own Cat in the Hat.
It's the 10th movie we're watching, and quite honestly, I would feel okay if it was the last after that experience.
What do you mean
the
last? Like for the podcast?
It was terrible, and if you ever made me watch another movie like that...
It's because we peaked. It's because we peaked.
The opposite.
We could never do better.
The opposite. I think that's probably among the worst movies I've ever seen. But, before we get
Hogwash. Just hogwash. Oh yeah, we do a segment first before we get into it. Warm us up a little bit, put some grease on the gears.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the teeny tiny little movie corner where we talk about a movie that we just watched in the past week.
Yeah. To show that we do have some taste other than, what's typical what we do on here.
So, Kristina,
Tyson.
You can go first since I made you apparently go through the 9 circles of hell.
Yes, you did. But you know what brought me out of those 9 circles of hell?
Sorry, that's my Diet Coke. It was a can.
Oh my god, I have a Diet Coke too!
Whoa!
Oh my god! We're not sponsored.
Oh
but
my God.
Could be Diet Coke if you're listening.
We're blowing out these microphones.
I feel like I'm not even talking that loud.
It's alright.
We got a fancy new mic. Like I said, I think I got an order for it, but shout out to my dad, RJ.
Yo, shout out to Kristina's dad.
He sent us a new mic because he listened and he was like, you guys need help with your audio, so I'm gonna give you a mic.
I love dads.
I love my dad.
Figures.
I love dads in general. My dad's especially great.
Would you say I have dad energy because of my mustache?
No.
No?
That does not... Tyson, don't let the mustache define you.
But the mustache is like my one and only character trait.
I know, but every time we watch a movie and there's someone with a mustache, you're like, wow, it's just like me. And we're like, no, it's not. Which, speaking of, the movie that I was going to say for my tiny movie corner pick, I was in a bad place because of watching The Cat in the Hat. But, this movie makes me love movies. And I'm talking about RRR. This is not the first time I watched it. It's the second. But... oh my god, it's like the craziest thing ever. Like, every single scene, you're like, oh my god, this is crazy. And then the next scene, it just gets crazier, but it's not like in a ridiculous way. Like, it's like an entertaining, like, it's very, like, it's stylistic and it's like consistent throughout the whole thing, which was like, makes it work. It's so entertaining. The Natu Natu dance, I feel like that's my favorite scene. That's crazy.
That shit is crazy.
We're gonna throw it back to last week, talking about good choreo. The choreo for Natu Natu, absolutely insane. Crazy.
I don't know how you do that.
They're doing the most. Like, it is so impressive. And then my other favorite scene is when they go to, like, save the girl, and they just have, like, all of these animals with them.
Yeah.
And, like, that whole part where there's, like, tigers just eating people, and then that's, like, the first time the main two guys, like, realize that they're enemies, and they face off, too.
I know.
It's so like, good. You have the fire and the water, and they're clashing, and oh my gosh. It's so good. It's one of those movies I just, like... gets me pumped up. Fired up to watch that movie. What a great time.
Well, what I love about that movie is that there's such a bromance.
That's what it's about.
So
honestly.
if you don't know the movie, it's like two historical Indian
I
figures.
didn't even realize it was based on real people, which it's not a true story.
No, it's like alternate history.
It's like
fan fiction, but these two historical Indian figures
I just feel like it has everything you could want in a movie.
I mean, it's got dancing.
It has action.
It
has musical numbers. It has romance. Let's say the violence is quite intense. It is a very violent movie.
The guy gets pretty much crucified at one point.
Yeah, no, that part that's like...
but he sings.
Makes me cringe a little, but it's a great little song. Anyway, yeah, I could... what a movie. What a film.
Talking about spectacular films, my movie I watched this past week, so I went on like a little Alien kick after Alien Romulus last week, and I ended up in James Cameron's little corner, and I watched Avatar.
Oh, have you not?
No, I had seen Avatar.
Oh, okay.
I had seen Avatar in theaters over a decade ago. So
you saw it in theaters.
I pretty much didn't remember what happened.
Wow, that's crazy.
I know. But, yeah, it was alright. I don't know. It's like, he clearly wants to do them, right? He makes a million Avatar
I think that's
movies.
how I felt when I watched Avatar. I feel like it's Avatar and the sequel, and I guess the upcoming sequels, supposedly. Mm-hmm. I feel like it's about the spectacle very much.
No, it's definitely like a tech demo.
It's like a crazy, like, it's like, look what we can do. And, like, you know what? It is cool.
I thought it would hold up. I mean, it looks good.
Do you not think it holds up?
But I mean, like, you know, because we're film people, maybe we're able to see some of the seams that sometimes normal consumers can't.
I feel like...
maybe it's the fact that we've seen that kind of movie almost exclusively for, like, the past decade. You know what I mean? Like, look at that compared to, like, Avengers. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I just remember I watched it, I think, once during COVID, I believe, and that was the only time I watched it. And I think it was just kind of like a, like, I understand, I guess I get it, but also, like, what, like, I wish I could be transported back to when it came out and it was such a big deal, because I agree watching it now is kind of like...
I remember it vaguely when it came out.
I don't. I was not...
It was like 2009?
About it.
I was 8 years old.
Right. I don't think I cared at that point.
You didn't care about cinema?
No. Not when I was 8.
There's a funny part in the screenplay where James Cameron, like, the way he describes the Na'vi women is, like, not cool.
Oh, no.
He's like, he describes them in, like, an attractive way. He's like, and then the beautiful Na'vi woman comes over and it, like, describes her body in, like, detail. And it's like, okay, Jim.
Okay. Did he describe the Na'vi men in detail?
No.
Oh.
I don't know. Jim Cameron seems like a cool guy. I shouldn't call him Jim. I don't know him.
I can't say I know James either.
But, I mean, like...
He seems cool. I feel like
I've never heard a bad story about him.
Not that I'm not a fan of him. I don't know. I guess I respect what he's doing. I don't know if
not
it's
your
personally
taste.
my thing.
Yeah, not your taste.
I get it. I think it's cool.
But enough about that, because I want to talk about a movie that I love. We watched Cat in the Hat. Now, this is a movie I had on DVD growing up, and I watched it a ton on, like, a portable DVD player. And I think I know why. It's because it's, like, dangling keys in front of us. The cinematic equivalent of doing that. It's just, like, colors and sensory overload. And
yeah, I would definitely say it's
so it would shut up your kid for, like, an hour and a half.
It made me cry as a kid.
It's a very short
I did not like
movie.
this movie.
Oh, yeah?
I was scared of it. It gave me nightmares.
I wasn't ever scared of it.
Mike Myers is a cat. I mean, listen. I took notes during this watch, and we're gonna.
I saw you taking.
I have a long list of notes that we're gonna go through, and I'll try and hit the points as we get to them. But some of these are just like, wow, I hate this, and I'm like, I wonder what made me write that. I'm like, I don't remember. Something happened where I was like, this is so stupid, but we'll get to it.
Okay, so you had seen this before.
I had watched it as a kid and been terrified and never wanted to watch it again. And then I think it was last year.
Oh yeah, I showed it last year.
Like, our group of friends did, like, a little, like, summer movie club thing, and Tyson made us watch this last year. And I had the same reaction where I was like, yeah, I think it was valid of me to be scared of this as a kid. It's not a fun movie.
My opinion has not changed. I think people act like this movie is the worst thing that they've ever seen. I just think there are worse things.
I will say... This time, my rating went up half a star.
Yes.
So
that's all. It
went from 1.5 to 2. So if
do you
feel like that's a win? Yeah, out of 5.
It could be 2 out of 10. So I'll take 2 out of 5.
It could be 2 out of 10. Now that you say that, I'm like,
well, no,
maybe it should be lower.
No. But look, this was. I'm going to give you guys a little background history on this movie. This is directed by Bo Welch, and he is the production designer for a lot of Tim Burton's early films, so like Edward Scissorhands. Have you seen Edward Scissorhands?
I love Edward Scissorhands. That's one of my favorites.
But like you look at the neighborhood in that movie, and it's like, it looks very similar to, I guess if you remember it.
I feel like this one looks a lot cheaper, but okay.
Why does it look cheaper to you?
It looks like fake. Like,
that's the point. It's artistically done that way on purpose. That's what he does. That's, like, his whole style.
Yeah, but, like, the one
Artifice.
in Edward Scissorhands, like, it looks like it's, like, a plastic neighborhood, kind of, but, like, it's, like...
Still a neighborhood?
Yeah.
Okay. I think you're just looking for reasons to hate this movie because you want to see me cry on the podcast.
I'm not looking for reasons. I think the production design of this movie is fine. I don't think it's anything that's worth, like, special merit.
And it's written by... Their names escape me, so I'm sorry. But I mean, maybe better we don't name him. Kristina's just going to tear him down the whole podcast. But I think correctly, this was written by people who like wrote for Curb Your Enthusiasm and like Seinfeld and
great shows. Those are very different from this, and maybe they should stick to TV.
But the comedy though wouldn't be different. Like I don't think. I think the movie's funny. Pretty funny at points.
I don't think it. I think that there was like. We'll get to it because you're going to be like, you said you thought this was funny. I think that there were some one-liners throughout that are funny, but I think, like, overall, I don't think it's a funny movie.
Kristina, every now and then, would be giggling. She'd go, okay, that was good.
I do a little nose breath.
But then
I breathe through my nose really hard.
But you did it so frequently that at some point, you got it that frequently. To me, you did.
I did it once, like, every 10 minutes, and then I'd spend the next 5 just, like, rolling my eyes and being like, God, this is so bad, I hate this.
Because we were sitting on opposite ends of the couch.
That was on purpose. Just like, I don't want to strangle Tyson, but let's get into this so that we can get over with it.
Okay. What? Okay, so
with the mom, right?
The mom. I don't think. Does she even have a name?
According to the Wikipedia synopsis, she does.
Okay, what is it?
Joan.
Oh yes, Joan. And who is it? Sean Hayes. He's the one from Smartless. The third Smartless guy.
Hank Hummerflube.
She works for like his realty office. Mm-hmm. And I guess she's trying to impress him because he's like a real stick in the mud.
Yeah. He's a really mean boss. So she's throwing a party.
Here's the first thing I'll admit. I don't know why they did that. They make him like a germaphobe. I think it was
supposed to be for a bit.
Yeah, I know, but it's like he doesn't come back in any way, really.
And it's not funny.
Well, I think it's kind of funny. I think it's kind of funny. I think it's kind of funny.
On my side.
It's like you shake hands with somebody and he's like, "You're fired."
But I feel like his delivery of the word "fired" is funny, maybe, but like the joke isn't. Anyway, he's annoying, but he's her boss.
Yeah.
So she's like, okay, I want to impress him.
And they're in
she's like throwing a party.
The realty office is like solid green, by the way. I know this is
There's
an audio medium.
There's a lot of bright colors. Actually, that's one of my first notes is that the saturation of this movie is crazy. Like, everything is so
it's
bright.
It's a kid's movie. It's a colorful movie.
I know, but like, you can have a colorful movie that's not like...
No, you can't.
I don't even know if this is a bad thing I'm saying, but like, it was just something that was like, oh my God, like, everything is so bright 100% of the time.
Kristina, when she sees colors, bringing joy.
Listen, no, I love a colorful movie.
Yeah?
I love
colorful name 5
movies.
Colors. Yeah, if you love colors much, name 5 colors.
Oh no, you've trapped me. What do I do? I can't name 5 colors? No, anyway.
Notice how she didn't do it.
Do you actually want me to name 5 colors? No, that's a waste of our time.
I guess not.
I love a colorful movie. I just felt like the colors in this movie felt like they were attacking me a little bit. But that's not, that's not really like one of my big problems with it. Kids' movies tend to be colorful. That's fine. The only reason I brought that up is because you brought it up. You were like, just to be clear, The Office is bright green.
You know, because I wanted to describe to make sure the podcast listeners have a full, complete sensory experience of what we witnessed.
I would not wish that on anyone, honestly.
I'm gonna get over there.
And I'm gonna be a really fun episode.
Okay, so then she's going home, and her kids are just boy and girl.
There's a boy and a girl. It's Sally, I think.
Oh yeah,
Sally and Conrad.
And Conrad.
What kind of name is Conrad?
I don't know. Conrad.
Actually, to all the Conrads out there, totally fine name. Just feels really random in this movie.
Why?
Like, Sally feels like a Dr. Seuss kind of name. Like, it feels like a little girl called Sally.
Yeah?
It shouldn't be Conrad. It should have been, like, Billy. Or, like...
Uh-huh. Billy?
Like, what's another one? Kevin.
What?
Like, I don't know.
We're naming minions.
Like... There's not a minion named Billy.
Whatever.
I watched Despicable Me 2 the other day with the kids I was babysitting. There's not one named Billy.
Okay, good to know.
Kevin is a minion.
Can we talk about a good movie, please? Like Cat in the Hat?
No good movies in sight here.
All right. So
you set yourself up.
The kids, Conrad and Sally.
You get to meet the kids. They very clearly from the beginning want to set up this premise for you. Sally's a stick in the mud.
Yeah,
she's
control
a rule follower, control freak, and Conrad is this crazy little rule breaker, very mischievous, always getting up to something.
He's taking a cooking tray and sliding it down the stairs.
Also,
sled.
One of my roommates pointed this out, but I also noticed it. I'm pretty sure he's kind of dressed as the Lorax. Like, I think his outfit is supposed to be a reference to that. No, I think the kid in the book is wearing what he's wearing. Really?
Yes. Why else would they... No, it's not a reference to the Lorax.
No, I can't... I mean, I don't... Because it's another Dr. Seuss book.
Yeah, but why wouldn't he... No, he's wearing the outfit that he's wearing in the book.
I haven't read The Cat in the Hat recently. I don't know about you.
Well, I think this is why a lot of people don't like this movie. I think people don't like it because it's not I guess the spirit of the material.
What the hell is this?
What?
This isn't the Cat in the Hat. Wait, hold on.
What did you look up?
I looked at the Cat in the Hat, but I'm not finding. Hold on. Let me.
But
Cat
I
in the
think
Hat, little boy.
Ugh.
That
So
sounds bad.
like people.
That is not what he looks like. Who is that?
What do you, I don't know what you're looking at.
Who
Your
is
computer's
Nick
faced away from me.
Brown?
Nick Brown? Who's? What? I don't know.
No, Dr. Seuss. Wait, hold on. Sorry, now I'm going on a rabbit hole.
Is it like his son?
Oh, no, wait, Nick, I guess they made a TV show. Nick Brown is the one in the TV show, but I don't think that's what he looks like in the book.
No, it isn't.
I
I
think
know
they
what
did
you're
that
talking
to,
about.
like-
They changed the colors.
Yes.
I'm kind of a Dr. Seuss head.
Okay, I think this is Conrad Walden. Oh, is his name Conrad in the actual book?
Well, maybe.
He is not dressed like the Lorax
Okay, what's he
in the
dressed
book.
like then?
He has like a white sweater on.
A
Like
white
white
sweater?
turtleneck.
Okay, maybe he is
Wait.
dressed
No,
to be like the Lorax.
no, he has a red shirt on.
That's close enough.
He has like a red shirt and jeans.
Okay, well, either way, maybe it is a reference to the Lorax. Okay, you won one over me. Okay,
That wasn't even.
You were
that
right.
wasn't even a critique. I don't.
You were right. You proved me wrong.
It was something I noticed. I did not mean for that to turn into a
I had a
thing. It
train
was
of
just
thought
kind of
going, and I
little
lost
fun.
it.
Honestly, the little fun thing. It was like, oh, look, it's a Dr. Seuss Easter egg. For all the Dr. Seuss heads out there.
Yeah, like me. I read.
You didn't even notice that he was dressed as the Lorax.
No,
What do you mean?
because I just assumed he was dressed like how he was dressed in the book.
Mm.
But look, I used to love Dr. Seuss. I was always checking those books out from the
Yeah,
library.
what kid didn't love Dr. Seuss books?
Well, I know I'm special because I read them all. I think.
That's
Maybe.
a lot. There's a lot of
Maybe
Dr.
I didn't
Seuss
read them
books.
all.
Did you read the one about like the Cold War?
Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't get that one as a kid.
Actually,
I was like confused.
They made a Green Eggs and Ham TV show. I remember watching it like a few years ago. I was babysitting.
Yeah.
And that is like about the Cold War. Like it's not even subtle. Like it's not even like kid metaphor. Like they're like trying to like stop a bomb. That like they're like we're gonna set off this bomb, and then the other side's like we're getting ready to set off all of our. But like it's literally just the Cold War.
I remember the book. I don't remember what this specific book was called. But
It was
like
something like butter.
it like ends with them like both about to press the detonator on the bomb. There's like, we'll see what happens, and then the book just ends, and I'm like, what the
I
fuck?
don't remember that.
No, I was like, what the fuck
But
is
yeah,
that?
no, Green Eggs and Ham TV show on Netflix. Great,
What
like
was Dr. Seuss
it's
doing?
not even subtle.
What
It's
kid
like,
would understand
I was
what that
watching
is?
it, I was like, this isn't even a metaphor. I was like, they switched out the names for like, obviously they didn't say like Russia and the United States, but they had like the Sneedles and the Snoodles or whatever. I don't know what they were called.
This is true. We gotta get back on to this movie.
We do. We're talking
movie,
about the
though.
wrong Dr. Seuss
It's a short
thing.
movie though.
Okay, little boy, little demon,
Little monster, yeah.
and the little girl is also a little demon, but in a different way.
In a different way.
She's a little, like, kiss-ass, kind of. Can I say that about a little girl?
Yeah, fuck it. I don't give a fuck.
She's a character. She's not real.
No, but she's, like, the mom's like, why don't you hang out with so-and-so? And she's like,
We're friends, yeah.
I wanted to be top chef, and she wanted to be top chef, and I couldn't let that happen, so we're not friends anymore. And It's like, okay, well,
It's like,
no
okay,
wonder no one wants to be
likes
friends with you.
Right. So, they're all home, and then...
Okay, she's gonna have to go back to work, but...
They left a mess, so she's like, you guys need to behave, and I'm gonna get a
not-
babysitter. But, before the babysitter gets there, Alec Baldwin...
Yeah, we're jumping around. No, but we have to make sure she doesn't want them to mess up the house, because she has to throw a party, like a work party, so she can impress her boss.
Yes.
And Alec... Okay, well, I'm making sure, because
Okay,
I can't remember, because you're derailing me.
It's your movie.
I'm trying to keep my head straight. Much like this movie, I'm discombobulated.
Yeah, clearly.
I find this movie sensory overload calming. It's like finally...
Okay, we haven't even touched the sensory overload parts
Okay, but
yet.
Alec Baldwin, solid purple suit. A real piece of work.
He's like...
He's slimy.
He just wants to
Quinn.
date the mom and get
Quinn
rid of
is
his
his
kids. His name is Quinn.
Uh-huh.
Okay, he wants to date the mom and get rid of these stupid kids. He
is
keeps
dating
saying...
the mom.
Oh yeah, I guess he is dating the mom.
He wants to marry her.
He wants to marry the mom. He wants to send the one son to military school.
Yeah, I
and
don't
he
know
keeps
why.
saying,
guess
this
he
is other
just doesn't
people.
like
I think
him.
Alec Baldwin's funny. Not in this movie.
I think he's funny in this movie.
He's fine, I guess. He's one of the better parts, I would say. There's like a really random funny thing. Like all of a sudden he just starts karate chopping the air and it made me laugh like 2 seconds.
When no one's watching
That
him,
was genuinely
he's
one
just
of the funniest parts of the whole movie. Like I feel like Alec Baldwin just did that. Like he was just like and it was really funny.
And
anyway, I did make a note of that because I thought that was good.
So they want to send Conrad. Conrad doesn't want to go. His mom's on the fence about it.
His mom's like, I don't know if I want to send him to military school, but I'll think about it.
And so basically, I mean, does anything else happen before she leaves?
The babysitter.
Oh, he's like, well, sometimes I wish I had a different mom. But he says that in response to, like, her being like, I wish you wouldn't mess up the house so much.
No, it's like the moment in Home Alone where Kevin's like, I don't want a family. And it's like, but he's been terrorized all night. Like, there's a lot going on.
Yeah,
this one, the mom's like, I want you to clean up the house, please. And he's like, well, I wish you weren't my mom. And it's like, whoa.
Well, he's a kid.
Calm down.
He's a kid.
I think that's what I referenced. I was looking at my notes. My first genuine laugh was not in a good way because the movie was so ridiculously stupid, and I think it was in reference to that moment because I think I laughed and I was like, what in the world?
I remember that touching me as a kid, and I was like, wow. That's a really emotional moment.
I feel like, no, because I laughed at that and you were like, it's the same as Home Alone, and I was like, it is not the same as Home Alone. Like, that one was earned. Like,
Whatever. The movie's just fun.
No, it's not. They leave. They also have the babysitter, Mrs. Kwan.
Now this character's funny. She puts on like Taiwanese Parliament, and she's like, "No more big government." And then like it's like them like sumo wrestling in the Parliament chamber. That's a funny joke.
It's okay.
It's a funny joke.
It's fine
because it's specific and it comes out of left field, and you don't. Because like, why the fuck is she watching that?
Yeah.
I'm not gonna sit here and explain why jokes are funny.
Yeah, please don't.
Whatever.
This is a point that I was gonna wait to make, but I think this actually might be a good time.
Yeah, I'm just making it now.
One of my criticisms for this, which I'm sure this will come up too, I like the Grinch, the live action Grinch.
I don't
but
like
we can
that
get
movie.
into that. But I think that this is a criticism that can also be applied to that movie. Is like, who is this for?
that is a good point.
Who is this movie aimed for? Because it's like,
well, it's for kids.
Hypothetically for kids, but like I feel like so many of the jokes are like for adults to enjoy that kids wouldn't even get. But then it's like the moral of the story is like obviously for kids because it's like have the right amount of fun.
It's a DreamWorks movie, and they did the whole Shrek thing.
Which I mean, I understand that that was kind of DreamWorks' whole thing at that point, but I just feel like this wasn't well done. Like I feel like Shrek has like enough of like a fairy tale element kind of to like make it work for kids. Like
okay, but
whereas I feel like I don't.
The Cat in the Hat part is what works for kids.
Yeah, but he's scary looking, and the makeup is bad.
He didn't scare me. But I was scared by everything. You know, my several stories where I was scared. Where I looked out the window and I was scared.
But I was
scared
of movies. To be fair, I was scared of movies pretty easily as a kid. But I don't know, like I like I said, I think this criticism can also be applied to The Grinch, which is a movie I actually do really like. Like who is supposed to be watching this? Because also I feel like if I was a parent, like I don't know, like even if I found the humor funny, I probably wouldn't be like, oh, my kids would love this. Like we should show it to the kids.
Well, I guess okay, I'm actually very curious now. I'm going to ask my parents once we're done recording this. Mm-hmm. I wonder if they saw the movie before they gave me the DVD? Because this is like a pretty...
Like, I feel like just so many of the jokes are aimed at adults. Not even, like, in an inappropriate way, but just, like the references and stuff, like, I feel like would go over most kids' heads.
Are you saying my parents saw it and they were naive enough to give it to me? You don't think they knew what was best for me as a kid?
No, that's what I'm saying. Obviously, you were an interesting child.
What? Oh, I'm gonna come over there and whack you with this microphone.
Okay, sure, Tyson. But that's a complaint that I have. What were the executives thinking at DreamWorks? Like,
I guess they were thinking they were going to do Grinch.
You know, because normally
Grinch made a fuck ton of money.
Yeah, because the Grinch was better than this. But I think that's a valid criticism of Grinch too, because I think it's like the same thing where it's like it's for kids, but so many of the jokes are like adult jokes. Like
I don't like the Grinch.
We can get into the Grinch now, but I was going to save it for the makeup talk.
Well, no, let's get into the makeup right now.
Okay, well, I would say Miss Kwan falls asleep, and that's when the Cat in the Hat shows up.
Okay. Oh, yes. Yeah,
so I guess we can. Yeah, I guess sure. Okay, let's get into it.
Let's wait. Let's introduce the Cat in the Hat. So he.
Even you sigh.
No, I'm just like, there's a lot I gotta wrap my mind around.
How do you introduce him? He just shows up.
Yeah, he does
like,
just show up.
There's no reason. Which, okay.
And he's scurries around the house like a horror movie character, and they're like, oh, we gotta get away from him.
He is unpleasant to look at, and like, here's the thing. The Grinch is supposed to be unpleasant to look at. He's supposed to be scary. Mm-hmm. The Cat in the Hat is supposed to be a fun, lovable thing. They did not bring the fur far enough forward on Mike Myers' face, so Mike Myers' face is literally just like looks like it's sticking out of like a mask or something. Like like out of a lion's mane.
Okay.
It looks bad. It looks lazy. Not to say that they should have done this, but with the Grinch, they had Jim Carrey under like intense makeup, like had to do like torture, like.
But I think Jim Carrey was a much more. And I think I understand this point you're making. Mm-hmm. Because Jim Carrey is a much more, like, I don't know, expressive and like body language kind of. He's very physical with his comedy, so I think he was able to, like.
I mean, Mike Myers can be too, though.
I know, but he wasn't really with this.
It was not Mike Myers' performance.
What do you think about the Cat in the Hat's personality in this?
It terrifies me. Like, what? Okay, well, this gets into my next complaint, actually. Because, like, who is the Cat in the Hat? Like, why is he there?
Well, who was he in the original book?
Yeah, but that was a children's book.
I think he's also supposed to be, like, their imaginary character.
Well, that was the other thing. Wait, hold on, let me find... Okay, I wrote down, why is the cat there? Who is he? What is his purpose? Is he magical? Is he a figment of their imagination?
He's not
What is the logic of this universe? It seems like there's none. Except sometimes there is, but the movie can't seem to decide when there is and when there isn't and what the logic is.
You're starting to unravel this movie for me, because now I'm kind of questioning, why does the fish come alive?
Yeah, like
they have
what?
A fish.
Because here's the thing, it's like if this was just like a totally like illogical world where crazy stuff happened.
Let me just explain. They have a fish in a tank, and it's a real fish. But when the Cat in the Hat shows up, it turns into
a CGI mess.
But I think it's also the guy from Smartless voices the fish.
Oh, does he?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
So,
sure, okay.
But then he becomes a CGI fish.
Oh, now I forget what I was saying. Like, oh, okay, because like there's like logic. Like it seemed like if this was like a movie that there was just like this world had no rules and like crazy things just happened, then like sure. But like clearly there is logic, because like you have a mom who has a job and they have a neighbor that she's dating and they want to get married. Like there is logic to this universe. So who is the Cat in the Hat? Like, is he a god?
No,
is he just an agent of chaos? Is he a demon?
They explain it.
No, not really.
No,
they explain that he's from, like, what, another dimension or something?
Yeah,
like,
they do.
What does that mean?
So later in the movie, which I guess we're kind of skipping ahead, but I'll just mention this now. He brings in a crate. I'll just save it for when we get to it.
Okay.
But he brings in, like, a device that he's like, this is the interdimensional transportolator.
Right. Tyson's bringing this up because he thinks that it's going to answer some of my questions, but it really
it does, because he's from a different Seuss world.
It doesn't. Yeah, that's my problem. Why is he there? What is he doing? Like,
he's helping the kids. He has...
Is he? I feel like he causes a lot of distress. Where are we? What's happening?
Okay,
so
he
like literally just showed up, and I hate him already.
Yeah. What do you think about his...
like sing a song or something?
Yeah, let's skip that. What do you think about his catchphrases? Cat in the Hat will walk around the house and he waves his arm around up and down and he goes like, "Oh yeah!" And he does that repeatedly. And he also does this thing where he like wheezes. He's like, like, I can't even do it. It's like he'll like do like an exasperated laugh, but it's like the voice, like the laugh doesn't come out. It's like it's just like the wind going through his throat. You know what I'm talking about?
I don't know her.
He's like,
I remember the oh yeah
wheezing.
thing because he did it a lot.
He does like a lot of wheezing.
I feel like that's something you would the oh yeah like.
Well, I started doing it after we watched this movie to annoy you guys.
But I feel like it seems like the type of thing that you would just like do.
Yeah. Okay, maybe that's why it appeals to me, because he's just like an ADHD child.
You should not aspire to be like the Cat in the Hat.
He's just I don't know, bro. He's just
Tyson. No.
He's just like he's bored. He's just doing things to stim himself.
And the kids, apparently.
Yeah. Okay,
anyway,
so he
he's
just showed up,
there to
sings a song about trouble or
teach
whatever.
them how to have fun, I guess. There is... Okay, here's another... I don't know if this is a compliment or a complaint. I guess it's a little bit of both. There's a bit that they do where they pretend they're at, like, a cooking show, and, like, the Cat in the Hat is, like...
Oh, this is a good bit. This is a good scene.
Here's the thing. I think it's funny, but it feels so out of... Like, it happens, I'm like, what's going on?
The whole movie is, like...
It just feels like it should be, like, an SNL sketch or something.
Well, I think that's why it doesn't necessarily connect to either before or after.
It doesn't have anything to do with anything else.
Well, you know, what it causes is, okay, so they have the cupcake scene. Well, let's explain what it is.
So they have, like, this whole little cooking show where the Cat in the Hat, there's multiple Cat in the Hats. One is, like, in the studio audience with the kids, and they're clapping. And then one is, like kind of like a nerdy, like, host of the show to be like, hey, everyone, we're gonna learn to make cupcakes today. And then they have, like, the British cook come in.
Yeah, he's got like a
all right, like this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna
and they hate each other.
Machine together, whatever. And like it's a funny bit. Like I'll give it that. Like I do think that's like one of the funnier parts. It's
and he's like bit. Constantly threatening the guy. He says he's gonna kill him.
Right? Yeah. He's like awfully violent.
It's a good bit.
It's funny. It's just like bit. I'm watching it and I'm like, what's going on here? Also, I feel like that's another part where like as a kid I'd be like, I don't get it. Like, why are they...
I thought it was funny as a kid.
I just feel like that'd be, like, too, like meta, I guess, for, like, most kids to understand.
What do you mean the whole point is that he's, like, meta and, like,
right, but that's, like, when you're doing, like, humor for kids, like, I feel like most kids don't understand like, meta things.
I feel like you're not giving kids enough credit. I
don't know.
Okay, well, either way, so the cupcake thing they try to make, it ends up, like, exploding in the oven. It gets out everywhere, and so he tries to clean it up with a dress. But it's Mom's dress she was saving for the party. And this is another part you laughed at, because he's like, oh, I think it's because of the TikTok sound.
Yeah, it was because
they're like, you ruined Mom's dress! And he's like...
Honey, it was ruined when she bought it.
And then it's just like, he goes like, mm-hmm, and then he just...
That's what I said, I'm like, there are some one-liners throughout
the Mike Myers stuff is funny, I think.
That's a bold statement to make. That's a lot of credit.
Do you like other Mike Myers movies? I love Austin Powers.
I've only seen the first Austin Powers.
And I love
like
all three of those.
I generally like Mike Myers, yes.
I've also seen...
This is a low point for him, but...
Well, I don't think he wanted to do it. I think if you read anything about this movie, I think he had, like, contractual obligation. I think he hated it, the experience.
Oh, really?
I think so.
Ooh.
I think, yeah, I don't think he wanted to be there.
I understand why, because he probably read the script and was like, I don't want to do this.
I think the movie would be worse without him.
I don't know what would fix this movie. I guess I agree with that statement. I don't...
Do you think you could do a better job?
No.
Okay. Well, there you go.
Okay. That was never... I wouldn't want to touch...
You wouldn't even do it.
Yeah,
okay.
No.
Well, you know they're doing a new one with Bill Hader.
Well, actually, I kind of love that because
he did the SNL sketch.
That's my favorite adaptation. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go Google Cat in the Hat SNL, and there's a really great sketch where Bill Hader is the Cat in the Hat.
But he's like, he had an affair with the mom.
He had an affair with the mom, and it's really funny. What? And I made everyone watch it after we watched the movie. I pulled it up. So I guess soon after the things get there.
Yeah, no. So he ruins the dress, and he's like, I know how to fix this. And he brings in the crate, which is the interdimensional transportolator, and he opens it up, and the two things pop out, which is in the book.
Things 1 and thing 2, yes.
So, I don't know what you're about to say about this, but this scene is technically from the book.
I have a really funny note to read.
Okay, what's the note?
The things are overwhelming. I'm not having a fun time, and honestly, I want to cry.
They are, okay. They're like...
This was the part of the movie, I think, that, like, I was, like, the most, like, oh my god. Like, there's just too much happening. Like,
they're like Minions, except, like...
On crack.
Like, on steroid, yeah.
Yeah. They were just flying all over the screen, doing a million different things. Like, genuinely, I felt overwhelmed. Like, I was like, this is not fun. I'm stressed out watching this.
It's intentional, though.
Like, I think so, too, because the things are supposed to be, like, a lot for anyone to handle.
It's supposed to be, like, them as the two kids causing, like, a ruckus, I think. It's like, you're supposed to be in the perspective of a parent.
Oh, so you are of the field that the Cat in the Hat is of their imagination?
No, I'm just saying, like, I think the Cat in the Hat, per trying to teach the lesson, I mean, like, this section is, like, anxiety-inducing. It's, like, Uncut Gems level stressful.
It's really no, like, I genuinely, like...
They're throwing plates around, they're breaking everything. Fun. How are they... Okay, first of all, what was he thinking, the Cat in the Hat? They're making more of a mess. I guess, though, this is all part of his magical plan.
I guess so.
But, okay, so he gets the crate, and then the crate kind of starts bubbling, and, oh yeah, like, antics happen. They try to catch the thing 1 and thing 2. It's not really relevant.
There's a lot of stuff that happens.
The crate starts bubbling, and Conrad's like, I'm gonna go see what this crate is. And so he walks over, and Cat in the Hat's like, no.
Don't unlock this crate.
This crate is leaking purple oozing magic.
Don't do it.
And he's like, you will destroy everything if you open this. So I'm just gonna lock it with this little crab lock, which is kind of weird. Why is it a crab?
I also wondered that. I was like, what's the... I mean, just out of all the questions in the movie, that wasn't one that was, like, burning, but...
That's one of my more... Like, why couldn't it just be, like, a magical
I feel like
lock?
my more burning questions were, like, why does this exist? Why do I have to watch this?
But then, through the chaos, Conrad kind of goes over and messes with the lock, and then the lock jumps off. Oh, they have a dog. Nevins.
Sure.
Who earlier in the morning, Quinn was like,
crate.
You let the dog out! So the dog gets out again, but the lock crab jumps onto his collar, and then he gets out. So now they're like, okay, well, we gotta go get the dog, because he has the lock to seal the crate, and the crate can't stay open because the crate is leaking purple, gooey magic.
Right.
Really disgusting looking magic, by the way.
Yeah,
it's really unpleasant.
It's quite horrifying.
That's what I like about it. It's like really like goopy and weird.
It's horrific.
It's like
this is a horror movie, honestly.
It's like Ghostbusters 2. You know what I'm talking about? Is that too much of a niche reference for you?
God, no, I have seen it. It's just
the ghost in that movie is like a purple goo.
I watched the Ghostbusters a lot when I was really young, and I haven't seen them since.
Well, the second one isn't that good.
It's not that great?
No.
Okay, well, I don't know what you're referencing, unfortunately. I don't remember right now, but okay.
It's alright, you know?
So, yeah, the dog runs away, so like, okay, we gotta go find the dog.
Oh, yeah, Quinn's like, because he lives right next door, he's like, oh, they let the dog out.
Also, as Quinn's sitting in his house,
Oh, this is funny!
turns out he's just like a slob.
No, this is the reason why he's trying to get married, is because it turns out he has no money.
He
doesn't even have a job.
All his stuff is getting repossessed.
They take his TV. And he has like dentures, and he puts his dentures in a cup. He's like, ugh. He has like a corset on.
Yeah.
Like
then
something
he takes
to
it off
hold
and he
his
just
fat.
has this like big hairy belly. Which is like...
We forgot. He comes over earlier during the initial Cat in the Hat meeting. And he's like just grabbing like a 6-pack of beer and like making like a sandwich.
Oh yeah, like he's literally just stealing their stuff.
That's funny! That's funny!
It's fine, I guess.
Oh, you love it.
No.
You guys can't see it, but Kristina's grinning from ear to ear.
No, I'm not.
She's not. I'm just lying. So, okay. Oh, fuck. So now...
they run to get the dog.
But Quinn is like, I'm gonna go get their mom, because...
Yeah, but the dog... Yeah, he wants to get the dog to impress the mom.
Because he thinks, if I show them that they left the dog out again, they will send this kid to military school.
We'll get rid of him once and for all.
Mr. Electric, I want you to have this kid send him to the principal's office and get him expelled! That's another movie I love.
I actually never seen that. That's why I quoted it wrong.
Oh, yeah. Well, I don't think I quoted it right either. But I think that movie is also very much like a dangling keys. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that one, I don't know. I feel like I should have watched it. I just never did. I don't know why.
Well, maybe you would hate it too. That's Shark Boy and Lava
For everyone
Girl.
wondering, we're referencing Shark Boy and Lava Girl.
Yeah. Another DVD classic I had as a kid.
That's, like, I feel like that's in the same realm as, like, Spy Kids for me.
Well, yeah,
it's just like...
it's the same guy.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
That makes sense. But I did watch Spy Kids, where it's just, like, an egregious amount of CGI, and, like, as a kid...
Very saturated.
As a kid, you didn't realize it, and you watch it now, and you're like, oh my god.
Did you see Shorts?
Shorts?
It's, like, a bunch of kids with, like, a magical rock. It's by the same guy also.
No.
Well, it's the same thing. It's very saturated, very unpleasant to look at some points.
Yeah, there's just a lot.
Well, I loved it.
Sorry, wait, this is so random. I saw a TikTok, and it was of, one of the Spy Kids movies. The one where they're, like, in the video game. I don't remember. I don't know if that's 2 or 3.
That's the third one.
The third one. Glenn Powell's in it.
Is he?
Yes.
What's he doing in there?
You know, like, there's that girl in it that he, like, has to fight, and, like, she's, like, really, like, a good gamer or whatever, and they end up becoming friends. He, like, introduces them, because he's like, all right, man, like, you're gonna have to fight this girl, make sure you get the, like, I don't know, he's, like, a game master, kind of. Like, he sets up the main kid to, like, fight the girl.
Wow.
Crazy stuff. I was like, oh my
I wonder
God.
if
And he looks so young in it, too. Like, I feel like he had to be, like, a teenager.
Who is playing Sally? Because she's like an actual actress now.
Yeah. Not,
she's actually, she's pretty good in this for, like, her age.
What's her name? Why am I blanking?
I don't think the boy...
Dakota Fanning. Oh, it is Dakota Fanning.
Dakota Fanning?
Why did I think it was not her?
I don't think the kid that played Conrad went on to do stuff.
I feel like...
Well, he might have, but I don't think he became a name.
Was he in the Santa Claus?
He is one of the kids in the Santa Claus.
He's one of the elves.
Yeah, he's one of the main ones.
Yeah.
The main elves.
Yeah.
Okay, well, he did that in the Santa Claus.
Good for him.
Oh, we should watch those.
The Santa Claus movies?
You think those hold up?
I've seen the Santa Claus.
I've seen all 3 of them several times.
No.
No, you don't want to watch them?
I was gonna... Well, no. Not that I don't want to watch them. I don't think they hold up very well, but we could watch them.
You know they have a Disney Plus
We'll figure
show?
out, like, a special... I did know that, yeah.
Why do they keep
I won't get into that right now, but...
What are they doing with Tim Allen, man?
We'll probably figure out something fun to do for the holidays, but that's a few months away. We don't need to worry about that right yet.
Okay.
That's what I think. I think we'll have some fun. But you know what?
What?
Sorry, this is...
No, that's fine. It's whatever.
Halloween is, like, right around the corner.
Okay, here's what
It's mid-August. I gotta start planning my Halloween costume now.
I was thinking
it's time. We're in crunch time.
I was thinking this for the podcast. All the stuff I pick are, like, horror movies. So, like, what could I possibly pick for Halloween season that wouldn't, like... I guess something set at Halloween?
Yeah. I don't know what I would pick for Halloween.
We gotta think about that. Maybe this is an off-podcast deliberation instead of in the middle of the Cat in the Hat discussion.
I started thinking about Halloween costumes.
You could be Cat in the Hat.
So, that is...
we could be Conrad and Sally.
Why would we do that?
Because it's funny.
Is it?
Yeah.
No, I don't want to do that.
We could be little children.
No. No.
Okay.
No, for a lot of reasons.
Okay. Where were we in the movie?
The guy, Alec Baldwin, he gets the dog.
Does he? When does he get the dog? Oh, I guess he does get the dog.
He does get the dog. There's a lot of antics going on. Cat in the
They're
Hat
chasing him
gets,
around town. Oh,
like,
yeah, they get
like
into
a pinata.
No, yeah, okay, so they go out looking for the dog first. And they come to a kid's birthday party, and Sally's like, oh, wait, this is all my friends.
Like,
why did none of them invite me?
Here.
Bitch, you know.
It's like they don't like
You just out. You said you didn't want to be their friend.
You're a little know-it-all.
Damn. I'm glad she had this realization this early in
Let's
life.
just get in on this kid.
No, she's shitty,
like,
man.
oh, you're so sad. You deserve this.
Yeah, I mean, she does. Okay.
She's also, like, 7.
So basically, the Cat in the Hat, like, they're at the yard, and they come out to whack a pinata, which coincidentally happens to look identical to the Cat in the Hat. And so, I guess to hide, he gets into the spot of the pinata, and this big lug of a kid comes...
Like, smacks him.
He smacks him in the balls.
Absolutely beats him.
And then, do you remember this bit where Cat in the Hat, like, transcends to, like... He like, turns into, like, a little girl on a swing set?
Oh,
and it's, like, beautiful, like, Sunday morning or whatever?
Oh, no, it's Afternoon Delight.
Yeah.
That's the song that plays.
It's very funny.
It was fine, I guess. Afternoon Delight just makes me think of, there's an Arrested Development episode where they sing that, and there's, like, a whole, it's a running bit in an episode.
Is it a funnier bit?
I think it is, yeah.
Probably.
It's pretty good.
Also, this closet might be hotter than the last podcast studio. Do you see me over here? I am like bullets of sweat.
I'm pretty warm.
I am like leaking
I
sweat
tried to
onto
tell
the
you,
floor.
because last week you were like, oh, it's not as bad, and I was like, it's pretty bad. But it's warm. Also, our AC isn't working. I think that's the bigger issue. I think once we get that working.
I think that's really the reason why you didn't like this movie, because you had to watch it without AC. I think maybe if we had pampered the experience, like maybe if you were like in a nice
all I needed was more wine.
Getting some kind of like manicure.
The wine
nice
went
champagne.
too fast.
Yeah, we did have wine, and I did drink a majority of it, and you had.
And I paid for it.
Should I Venmo you? Should I Venmo you for that?
It's okay.
So they whack him in the testicles, and then he comes down, and he's. Oh, I can't even remember. He's about to whack a guy with a hoe, like the kid with the hoe, and then he drops the hoe.
Oh, yes, he makes a joke.
He's like, dirty hoe, and then he's like,
I'm
come
sorry,
here, baby, I love you.
Yeah.
Just a bunch of, yeah.
See, I feel like that's, like, it's, like, fine, it's funny, I guess, but it's, like, not, like, we can't sit here and act like that's, like, high-level humor.
It's
like,
funny, though.
I guess.
Oh, my God. So
I feel like I'm skipping some stuff, but they find, what's-his-face, Alec Baldwin,
Quinn.
with a dog.
Yes.
And he's about to go into the workplace.
No, they're chasing him around the main town square.
Yeah.
But when do they go into the rave?
That's after.
This after this? Okay.
I'm almost positive.
Well, so then the Canine American bit?
We're gonna bring that up. But no, because I think they go and get it first, and they do this whole little bit where they're like, how are we gonna get the dog back from him? Like, what are we gonna do? So the Cat in the Hat dresses up like, for lack of a better word, a hippie.
Yeah, no, he's supposed to be like a you know.
Like a.
I don't know if like a good way to say, like, I mean,
an
like
activist, but I feel like that's like
an activist, but like the stereotypical kind of hippie.
Like, I don't want to say activist. I feel like I have an appreciation for activists, and I feel like that's not what he's doing. Like,
yeah, he's got like a Rastafarian hat on. It's like
yeah, and he's like, hey man, like,
and he's like, can you sign this petition with this pen that requires 2 hands to hold? That's a funny joke.
And then
That's a funny joke. Give me this one.
That?
Yeah, he's like, with this pen that requires 2 hands.
No, that's not. That's
funny because it's a huge pen.
It's not even a joke. No, it's part of the plan to get the dog back.
I know, but it's funny because it's a giant pen.
He has to hold it with 2 hands so that he has to put the dog down.
I understand why he does it, but it's just a funny concept.
I guess.
It is. It is.
I feel like if you're gonna die on a hill for one of these jokes, that's not the one to do it for.
Okay, well, what are you gonna think about the Canine American? He says.
I think that's a better one.
He says, Quinn's like, okay, just can you hold the dog for a second? And he's like, well, I actually prefer the term Canine American. And then the joke goes on slightly too long, because then he starts singing. He's like, who's that Canine American in the window? He sings, I don't know.
I don't remember that.
I know, because the joke should have just ended there.
They should have known when to end it.
Oh, you know what's another joke that I think went on too long? I think when he introduces himself to the kids at the very beginning, he has them sign a giant contract.
Yeah.
And lawyers appear behind him.
Yes.
And they're like, who are those?
Yeah.
And he's like, those are my time-traveling magic elves. And then the joke should have just ended there. But he like goes on to be specific. He's like, they're my lawyers, and you have to.
Lawyers.
Yeah. I think that's a funny bit that he has lawyers.
Yeah, I guess.
The more we talk about this movie, the more I'm kind of realizing that it's sort of brain rot. Like it's
now you're realizing that maybe I'm bringing you to your senses. Maybe
no, I like it. I like the movie, but it's definitely very much like it's very I guess nonsensical. It's very slapstick.
We're gonna get to a part that I actually did think was funny.
Okay.
So he gets the dog, the kid, they all run away to try and get away, and then all of a sudden, they like run into like a phone booth or something.
Oh yeah, and
they go in and it's a rave. And
it is a rave.
Let me just say, so LA, I feel like being in LA, every good bar is a speakeasy.
Why do
I'm not complaining. I think it's fun and it's
Why
cool.
is there a rave happening in the middle of the day?
I've gone into an ATM. I've gone into a photo booth. I've gone there are so many random places that you have to go to get to a bar.
There are more people in this rave, including Paris Hilton.
Yeah, Paris Hilton. Should they show Paris Hilton? And I think all of us on the couch went, Paris Hilton. Like, why was she there? What was she doing? What? Did she even do anything?
No, she was just there.
Dance for a second. Like, what a product of the time. What year was this?
2004.
Yeah, that would be like Paris Hilton's, like, top of her.
I don't even know. I don't even really know what she's known for.
Being rich.
Yeah, okay. He loses the hat, and so they basically have no Cat in the Hat magic. Mm-hmm. Because everyone in the rave has Dr. Seuss hats.
When does he get the hat back, though?
He always has the hat. He lied.
Oh.
So they race home.
Whatever, okay.
They race home with the dog and the lock.
But they get back to the house.
Quinn's right behind them. And the house looks normal. But then Quinn, like, falls through the floor of the house. And it's like paper. Uh-huh. And it's just a fucked up Seuss world.
Hell has broken loose. It is literally, like, this is the part that, like, actually scared me as a kid. I
love this.
Like, no, it's literally, like...
He's like, this is my world. And it's just, like purple ocean.
It's just purple goo everywhere. Like, there's stuff floating, like...
The whole house is transformed.
Also, Mrs. Kwan is, like, drowning. Like, as a kid, I thought she was dead. Like,
no, she's not
like,
dead.
Getting waterboarded.
She's just asleep.
Like... She's fully asleep, like, in the water. Like, she looks like she's drowning.
Whatever.
No, that was terrifying. I still hate that. Even when I see it now, it, like, stressed me out. I was like, oh my god. Like, I know that she's, like, not fun or whatever, but, like, don't kill her. What the hell?
Kill her. Whatever. So they go, and they kind of go through the house, and there's a part where they ride down in, like, a log down to purple goo. And he's like, "Oh, this is like a Universal Studios ride," and he like winks at the camera.
That was a funny little one-liner.
It's like the Wayne's World joke. Because they do like a log flume.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It's like identical to the Wayne's World joke.
I've seen Wayne's World. I haven't seen it in a really long time.
Well, they do like the obvious product placement joke in there.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so
but that's funny. I did like that.
They get to the crate,
which is just another example of this. I like Mike Myers. I don't like this movie.
They get to the crate, and it's like a tornado. They close the crate. I mean, there's stuff that happens, but is it really relevant? Is it really important?
No. Just know that there's a horrifying hellscape.
And then the house turns to normal, but it falls apart.
It like completely collapses on itself.
It's like just completely destroyed. On the inside, from the outside, it looks fine.
So at this point, the kids are like, "Cat,
they turn on him.
You need to leave." And he's like, "No, we're having fun, you guys." And they're like, "You need to leave." And it's like supposed to represent like they've learned their lesson, kind of, you know.
Yes, their arc.
Like, it's their arc, which made me feel like, because I brought up some of my concerns earlier about, like, why is the cat there? What is he doing? What's his point? And, you know, the argument could be made to teach the kids a lesson. And I feel, this is such a random movie, but I feel a movie that did this better. Have you ever seen Nanny McPhee?
No, but I know what you're talking about.
I really like Nanny McPhee as a kid. I honestly don't know if it holds up if I rewatched it now.
Yeah.
But I feel like that one is a very similar situation where you got all these rowdy kids, and then Nanny McPhee comes in and teaches them a lesson about
Poppins.
How to be good.
It's Mary Poppins.
Yeah, and you know what? Mary Poppins is the best example of all.
I was about to say, because Mary McPhee is like...
If you're going to compare Cat in the Hat to Mary Poppins, there is clearly a better movie there. I'm sorry.
I would much rather watch Cat in the Hat.
Have you seen Mary Poppins? Disrespectful.
I think I've seen the stage production.
That's great. That's so fun.
You know.
It's so good. Anyway.
Of course you would like it. Of course you would like it.
What does that mean? No, I'm kidding. Of course I would. It's all the things
for the listeners of the podcast, we when we watched An American in Paris, my girlfriend was at the house, and she watched it with us. And now she will not stop talking about Gene Kelly.
Good. That's how everyone should.
She keeps texting me.
We
She's
should,
like,
as a society,
look at Gene Kelly's
recognize
legs.
Gene Kelly more. Gene Kelly's got great legs. Have you seen him dance? Of course you have. I made you watch him do it. Anyway, we were talking about the Cat in the Hat.
What about his legs? Cat in the Hat legs.
Nothing about his legs.
Okay, so the house is falling apart, and they kick him out of the house.
So they're like, you need to leave. Be gone. Be gone, cat.
And they're like, okay, we're gonna...
spray him with water.
They should.
Get out of the house. That would have been a funny bit.
But, now, keep in mind, this house is like...
It's
a bomb went off.
Literally like the ceiling fell in.
Like, it's like...
It's disaster. Like, there's no way, there's
like,
no possible way that
the
they would
lesson
ever be able
is,
to fix it.
they're gonna be like, yeah, we're gonna take responsibility for this.
Yes. And
Dude.
Sally's like, I'll do it. You'll get sent to military school if not. And he's like, no, this is my fault. Like, I need to take responsibility. Wow. Character growth, everyone.
Okay, my thing is, dude, if I was the mom and I came home to that, I cannot stress that this house looks like a war zone.
Yeah, no,
it looks
does.
like...
It looks like a bomb. Like,
urban warfare.
Someone, like, put, like, a wrecking ball through the house or something.
Oh my god. Like, they're like, yeah, we're just gonna take responsibility for it. It'll be okay. It's like, no! It won't be
like,
okay.
Yep, you are going to military school, actually.
You will go to... where are they gonna live?
Right.
How do you even...
But, luckily that's not a problem.
Because the Cat in the Hat comes right back and he's like, you guys learned your lesson!
He's like, good job! I'll clean up the house now.
Ugh.
So he does.
When there's a montage where they clean up the house, and you know what I love? Smash Mouth song.
Oh, yeah. Of a
Beatles cover.
That's like...
Smash Mouth and the Beatles.
It's just like they're still just trying to do the whole Shrek thing. And like it's not that. Like they got Mike Myers, they're trying to do the adult jokes.
Oh my god, you are right.
Yeah, they have Smash Mouth singing
I bet that's why he had to do this movie.
Songs.
I bet that's exactly why he had to do this movie, because he had like contractual obligations from Shrek. Not like to do Shrek, but
that's not how that works.
He might have had like some kind of picture deal with the studio or something.
That's possible, maybe, yeah.
Oh my god! Imagine. Sorry, I don't know if you guys can hear that, but
I think our roommate's
someone's playing Big Kid Legos in the other room, and they're clashing the blocks together.
Good for him. I like have no furniture in my room as of right now.
And you have the biggest room.
I do. It's really empty.
And you have a massive walk-in closet. Podcast studio.
It's a perfect podcast studio, and this time it's all clean. Last time I had still was working on unpacking a lot of my stuff, but now it's nice.
So Cat in the Hat, he fixes the house. Smash Mouth plays, washes up the dog, and then Quinn comes out of like the drain pipe on the outside of the house, and he's covered in goo.
Remember, he fell into the hell hole that was whatever dimension the Cat in the Hat's from. Honestly, makes sense that that's where he's from, but anyway.
And the mom comes home and they're like, wow, this house is spotless. But Quinn is like, he's like covered in like
demons.
Purple snot. Which, I mean, if what I had witnessed.
Yeah, I guess that's a fair reaction, actually.
You know what this movie reminds me of? Have you seen the live-action Mario Brothers movie from the 90s?
Why would I watch that?
That's another DVD classic I had as a kid. Clearly, I was not exposed
I feel like
to
that's actually but like I feel like that's actually a deep cut. Like I feel like that was not like a well known like the Super Mario animated movie came out like 2 years ago, and I didn't even know that there was like already
because I think Nintendo like tried to like sweep that under the rug as much as possible.
Yeah, because I feel like most people don't know that there is like a
I don't even know if it's still like in print. I don't know like
no, I don't think it is. That's why I'm surprised you had that, not as like a like.
Well, I think they probably would have bought it.
Movie. Like no, I'm just like shocked that like I feel like that's a hard movie to find.
That's a fun movie. Oh, you know what? That's a good episode. That's a good episode right there. I'm gonna save that in my back pocket.
Good thing I'm next anyway. But we gotta finish this so I can tell you what I'm gonna make you watch. So yeah, Quinn, he's covered in goo, and he's like, these kids are demons, and she's like, no, get out of my house.
And then he's like, will you marry me? Now's the time you're gonna ask. No. Okay, here's the thing. You could save face here, Quinn. If you just held your thing together, you could get out of this without.
You're like strategizing.
I'm just saying, like, what if you play this right and you just don't touch this now? It would pretty much have been like the day never happened.
Oh yeah, just like back out quietly.
And then you could come back the next day and just think of another plan to send him to military school.
Right, but no, he ruins it. So she dumps him.
Dumbass.
She has her little real estate party.
And it goes really
great. Well.
Mr. Humperfloob is like,
he's very pleased.
You're not fired. Fired. See, we had fun with it.
And then they all jump on the couch.
And the Cat in the Hat walks off into the sunset.
Yep. And that's the movie.
So,
thank God it's over.
Do you have any conclusive thoughts? Do you have any more notes written down?
I think I went through all of them.
This conversation has done nothing but slightly bring down my opinion of the movie. However...
Wow! So I win!
You fucking blow out the mic.
Not that it's a competition.
Blow out the mic.
I got excited. This is great.
You didn't win. This isn't a competition.
Right.
I just think you made good points, but I think I also made good points.
But I think my main takeaways from this movie is that my favorite Cat in the Hat adaptation is the SNL one. And I don't like this movie. And I'm not hard to please when it comes to movies. Even bad movies, I generally tend to like. I don't like this one.
But like, you guys act like it went by like so slow. Dude, this movie is over right as it starts. It's like pretty quick. It's pretty like, it doesn't, because it's made for kids, it's pretty like.
Thank God.
Like, it's like stimulating.
You know, like a good kids movie doesn't have to go in and out. It could actually like last time and keep kids' attention anyway, but. You asked, those are my final thoughts. You asked, you wanted to know.
Well, I guess...
I still don't like it. That being said, I don't know what it was about it this time, but my rating went up half a star. So
I think it's because, look.
I think you pointed out the production design, and I was a little hesitant towards it, but as the movie went on, I was like, yeah, okay, I guess the production design is a little bit nice.
It would have been worse.
Also, you know what I do have a note? Sorry.
What?
The DP for this movie was also the DP for a lot of other really, really good movies.
Yeah, because the DP is just controlling the technical image.
The one that I'm going to choose is Children of Men. But, like, I bring it up because Children of Men has, like, some of the best cinematography, like, I've ever seen ever. It's, like, one of my favorite movies.
It's a collaboration with the director.
It's so good. And I just like to think that maybe he took this job because he needed a check. You know?
Well, I think what the DP is doing is picking the camera, picking the lenses, making sure the shots are in focus, like, lighting the scene. This, like, the director is blocking the shots and, like, choosing the frame.
I'm glad that much talent found its place. You know? I feel like in this movie... Not that I feel like the cinematography in this movie is fine. That's not the problem.
Bo Welch is an acclaimed production designer.
Maybe he should stick to production design.
I mean, he went back to it after this.
This movie literally ended live-action Dr. Seuss remakes.
Okay,
they're not allowed anymore because this movie was so bad and it flopped so terribly.
Let me speak.
Go
Kristina.
ahead.
The Lorax movie and the Illumination movies and the Horde and Hears a Who and whatever. Those are the exact same fucking shit as this movie.
No, they're not. No,
they're just animated.
I wouldn't say that
they have the exact same type of humor.
Better.
They have the exact same type of humor.
The Lorax does not have the same type of humor.
Yes, it does. When was the last time you watched that movie?
No, it doesn't.
When was the
to be fair, a while ago.
It's the exact same kind of like modern.
I don't think it is.
Yes, it is.
That's not how I remember the Lorax.
Well,
okay, but here's the thing. That's the whole humor for the whole movie? Because a lot of movies for kids have like adult jokes in them, but that doesn't mean that's overwhelmingly like the type of humor that it is.
I just think
if the Lorax has a joke here or there that's like, that one's for the adults, like that's not the same. I have a hard time believing, I know it's been a while since I've seen it, but from my memory and from what I know about the movie, I have a hard time believing that it's the same type of humor that was in this.
I prefer this. I prefer even the live action Grinch movie.
I'm not even saying I prefer... Wait, you prefer the live action Grinch movie?
To whatever this... No, not to Cat in the Hat. But to the CGI movies? Yes.
I don't feel any... I'm not arguing in favor of those. Like, I feel no particular way about them.
I guarantee you, whenever they
Actually, I feel better about those than I do this. I'm not saying that those are masterpieces or anything. I'm just saying... I also feel like they capture the essence of the books a little more.
No, I guess if that's what you want. If you just want the book... But if you want something interesting, I feel like this is so much more interesting.
But, like, when does it... This is gonna get, like, a little philosophical. I'm like, when does it, like, deviate too much from the source material that it's, like, disrespectful or it's, like, its own thing?
Look, I think we should revisit this if we're still doing the podcast by the time the Bill Hader one comes out.
Ooh, honestly, I'd be down.
Because I'm curious, because that one, I guarantee you, compared to this, boring.
It might be. I'm not denying that. I'm not sitting here to say that the Lorax or Horde and Hears a Who are, like, incredible movies. That's not my point at all. I'm just saying
My only evidence...
Those exist because this flopped and they were not going to make any live action movies of any of Dr. Seuss books.
My only evidence for that is because I haven't actually seen the new Grinch movie, but people still watch the live action one. People still choose the live action one.
Yeah, no. I never watched the new one, but I heard that it was kind of what you're saying, that it was boring.
You know Tyler, the creator, did like an album for that movie?
And you know what? I'm sure the album slaps.
It does. It does fucking slap.
Good for him. That doesn't make the movie good.
Anyway.
Speaking of soundtracks, I've been listening a lot to the Bando Stone and the New World. That's the new Childish Gambino album. It's supposed to be accompanying a movie, but the movie has no release date.
He's done with Childish Gambino.
This was his last album as Childish Gambino, yes. I'm a big Childish Gambino fan. I'm a Donald Glover fan. I really like him, and I want that movie to come out.
Okay, well,
but
that was
do
the movie.
You have any closing thoughts?
No, I gave my closing thoughts.
Oh, okay. Good. All right, so we're done. We did it.
No, we got to. There's a little bit left of the podcast we got to do.
Yeah, I mean, but we're done with the Cat in the Hat, thank God.
Not thank God. I had a lovely discussion.
We can move on.
Okay, let's move on then.
I am really excited about this movie that we're going to watch because I feel like this is a very influential movie to me. I think that this is a huge source of where my sense of humor comes from. I think I watched this in middle school. Actually, no, I think I watched it. I definitely watched it in elementary school. It was like one of the first PG-13 movies I was allowed to watch.
Wait, what is the movie? Did you say the name?
No, I was building up to it.
Sorry, I wasn't listening.
Pitch Perfect.
Ah!
I'm so excited. No, you're gonna like Pitch Perfect. It's funny.
Am I?
I think you will.
I only know the Cup song.
It's genuinely a funny movie. That is like a 2-minute sequence out of like the hour. Actually, I don't know how long it is. Like 2 hour long movie. I think it's a funny movie. I would argue that it's like not a musical because it's a movie that has a lot of music in it, obviously, but it's not like.
Well, they're singing the music.
Yeah,
so
they're
therefore it's a
acapella
musical.
groups. No, musicals by definition like use songs to tell the story, but they're singing the songs as a part of the plot, but it's not like the songs themselves are like telling the story.
Do you consider Glee a musical show?
Yes, because a lot of times they actually are using the songs to progress the story.
Okay, I don't give a fuck about this to fight you on this.
Pitch Perfect, I think that it holds up a lot.
Right.
I think that it's a really funny movie. I actually think that you're gonna, I don't know if it's gonna be like your favorite movie, but I think that you'll enjoy it. I think that you'll have fun.
Well, I'm looking forward to it.
It's a really good time. And then for the rest of the week, I'm gonna be doing like a cappella. I can do the whole like audition.
No. We're gonna do
zoom, 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 zoom. Anyway, we'll save it for the movie. I'm so excited.
Okay, well.
It's one of my favorites.
Fair enough.
Thank you for listening to this episode of Shut Up and Watch the Movie.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. If you want to reach out to us, you can do that. We have
Where?
an email. We have an email at shutupandwatchpod@gmail.com. You can also connect with us at Instagram at shutupandwatchpod. Same as the email. We also have a letterboxd, Shut Up and Watch. Go check it out.
Yeah, we log.
We log it. We keep it updated, and we have links to all our episodes. Thank you to our good friends Ron and Lily for editing the podcast, Bailey Johnson for our amazing logo, and Justin Hickland for our little jingle. If you like the show, you want to help us out, follow us on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, or even better, both. Rate us 5 stars. Leave a nice review.
Yeah, leave a nice review.
No mean reviews allowed.
Or we almost forgot. I have a website.
Oh, I really was gonna just not do that.
Well, I forgot about it, but it's shutupandwatchpod. .weebly.com.podbeans.com.
It's not Weebly.
Yeah, it's .podbeans.
It's your website.
I don't know it, but it looks like, I don't know, I drew it with crayons. Yellow, purple, whatever, blah blah blah. You know, I say this thing every episode.
You get the gist.
I don't think the website gets any clicks.
Last but not least, Tyson.
Yes, Kristina.
Did you know that if you don't share the podcast, the Cat in the Hat will come and get you? He'll come and haunt you.
We threaten.
He will come and find you.
Good. What?
If you've seen this movie, you understand that it's genuinely a horror movie. You do not want this guy to mess with you.
He's gonna come to my door. He's gonna go like, "Oh yeah,
oh yeah," and he's gonna do the little arm thing that he does.
Oh, what a great guy!
It's gonna haunt you for the rest of your life, and you're never gonna be able to escape. That's my worst fear, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
That I would share the podcast to make sure that doesn't happen. It's so simple. All you gotta do is click the little share button. Send it to your friends.
Yep. Make
sure that they don't get haunted by the Cat in the Hat either.
You don't want that to happen.
No.
I kind of want that to happen. But share the podcast anyway. Just share it.
You don't want to get... No. Bad.
Okay, we're done.
Yep, that's it.
Okay, bye.
All right, bye.